First, giving glory and honor to the Most High, who is the head of my life and the author and finisher of my faith. I want to give you guys a recap testimony of how the Most High brought me through this year and how His hand has been upon me all through. I pray that it is a blessing for you guys, and please hang on until the end. I do have a special prayer that I made for you all. Thank you. I want to use this time to give y'all a testimony, because while I spent so much time this year complaining about where I was living and my roommates, you guys, the Most High was blessing me. He was blessing me, but I was so ungrateful. And this is why sometimes we don't see any changes in our lives, because we are focused on the wrongest things. You guys, let me tell y'all, forget about the bad roommates, okay? Let's talk about the real deal about how I even got this place. Let's talk about the fact that I was, as I've mentioned before in my previous video, okay? I was in California when the Most High gave me the unction to move back here based on the dreams that He gave me. And one of the things that caused a lot of hesitation, because yes, you guys, my initial reaction was to hesitate and to want to go against it, because I was comfortable in California. It was a very nice weather in Los Angeles, and I love nice sunny weather, okay? And not the type of sunny weather that roasts you alive like parts of Texas and Florida, but the nice weather that just like you don't even feel the sun on you. And that's what makes Cali weather different, okay? So I want to explain that to y'all, why I enjoy that particular type of sunny weather, okay? But that was how much I was enjoying it. And the thought of me going back to New York in the middle of winter, because you guys, I had this dream in October, and by January, by the end of the year in December, I knew that I had to make a decision. I knew the Most High was pointing me to New York, because both of the dreams that I have all had setting in New York. The first dream wasn't in the subway. Now mind you, this is a dreams about Mr. Sean Combs, whom I have done a video describing the first dream, and we'll be uploading the second video as well, breaking down the second dream I had about him, okay? But both of these dreams were set in New York City, and so I knew at the back of my mind that the Most High wanted me back there. So as I said before, it was a struggle. But when I finally made the decision, alright, I put everything in the Most High's hands, because, lest I forget, one major thing that kept holding me back was housing. I was working with a very limited budget, and I knew that New York, being a cold place and a miserable place in winter, was a place that you did not want to be caught in a risky situation where you were either somewhere that you were unhappy in, that you were, let me tell y'all, long story short, in my mind, I was expecting to be in a bunk bed situation or a shared room situation based on the budget that I had at that time. And I was very much aware that New York City is not a place that you do not come to without some money in your pocket, okay? And I had a very little of that. But when I made the decision to follow the unction of the Most High, guess what He did? Not only did I arrive in New York safely after a long drive, but you guys, did you know that He And mind you, I want to go back to that long drive, okay? It was hazardous. When I tell you guys it was hazardous, believe me. For one, I did not know that I had to have snow tires. And halfway there, I met a snowstorm, you guys. And prior to that, and I believe it was Amarillo, Texas, or some part of Texas, I had a flat tire. No, scratch that. My tires blew out, okay? This is something that could have flipped my car because I was driving at high speed. But my tires blew out in such a way that I was able to drive over to the side of the road and basically call somebody to tow my car and then have a set of new tires replaced. But guess what happened? By the time I had the new set, they gave me the incorrect measurement, okay? So as I was driving, it was like a bumpy ride. And according to research, when you drive that way, it can wear out the other tires and it can also cause damage to your car. But guess what? The Most High kept me. I drove all through Oklahoma. I drove through, I believe it was Missouri. I drove through all these places and I made it to Pennsylvania. But then I met a snowstorm. And you guys, do you know I almost drove off the road, how slippery it was because I did not have snow tires. But guess what? The Most High kept me. He kept me, and at a point I had to stay off the road until the next day. And I kept asking the Most High, Lord, I don't have, I can't afford to be in a hotel right now. Please clear the road for me. Because the amount of money that I have is barely enough for me to get gas and then find somewhere when I get to New York. Okay? That was how bad it was. But I was walking in faith. And do you know, within the next day, not only had they cleared up the roads, it was literally a smooth sailing. And once I made it past Pennsylvania and I started to get into New Jersey, there was absolutely no snow because the Most High made sure that He postponed the winter weather or the snowstorm, which was actually supposed to have been in New Jersey and New York by then. But He went ahead and He postponed it so that I was able to drive on clear road. And that's how I was able to make it into New York. And do you know that while I got in New Jersey, I was arrested, you guys. I was arrested because 3 to 5 years prior, I had a ticket over a car that was towed. A former car that I used to have that was towed. And somehow, this toxic situation that I had escaped from and I had chosen the Most High caught up with me in New Jersey because this person made sure that I was arrested on frivolous charges because of a car of mine that they towed and refused to take the tags off and went ahead and had a ticket with those tags and then decided to leave it for me to be arrested with. Okay? Now, I know that they had something to do with it because the police officer even finding me in a random parking lot to not only issue me a ticket but to also arrest me, I know had to be nothing but somebody working for Satan. But guess what the Most High did? He gave me a peace that passeth all understanding. I went through booking. They took my pictures. They strip searched me, you guys, telling me that they were looking for drugs because this police officer was instructed to do that, I'm very sure, because there is no way that a person can behave in that way and that would be a usual pattern. It's not the way the police officers behave, okay? And while he was doing what he was doing, he got on the phone. And by the way, he made sure that I didn't have any recording device or anything because he knew what he was doing. And he got on the phone and began to use the name of this person who had brought so much toxicity in my life. And mind you, this person shares a name with my late father, whose name was Joel. He introduced himself on the phone as this person. Like, basically, he put on a whole show, you guys. I wish I was able to record it, but of course I didn't have my phone with me because he took my phone. This man wanted to make sure he humiliated me, but you know what? That peace that passeth all understanding was with me. I didn't feel a thing, you guys. I even feel more emotional now recounting what happened than when I was actually in that situation. And he did everything. After everything he did, he was the one that was uncomfortable because he kept behaving as though I had to have had a recording device because of how calm I was. This is how Satan brought somebody to basically try to destroy me even before I touched foot in New York. But you know what that experience did? It closed one door and opened another, because it cemented the fact that I was not there for people from my past, but rather people in my future, where the Most High was pointing me to move forwards to. Okay? And he further went ahead to show me Bible verses which kept coming up again and again about how he would show me mercy, he would show me favor, and he would cause the officials of the land where I was going to show me favor. Okay? All through the whole experience, I kept feeling the comfort of the Most High. I kept feeling it. He literally shielded me from emotional distress. And you know, when I got here, he made sure he arranged everything that I was able to find a room. Or should I say the room found me? Okay? Because I was directed to this room, and I believe it was an angel that directed me to this room. Because it was nothing that I did of myself, but he used people to lead me to this room. And you know what? I admit, you guys, when I got here, everything hit me. Like, my whole ordeal that I had gone through hit me at once. And I felt a level of despair that I had never felt in my life. When I took a look at that room, I did not like it, you guys. I did not like it at all. And I allowed myself to fall into despair because guess what? I still felt the Most High's protection, but I forced myself, you guys. This is how we as a people, we as human beings, literally fall out of the protection of the Most High willfully. And that's what I did that day, because I wanted to feel everything. I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I want to feel this. I want to feel this so that I can never go back to what I came from. And so I sat there, I felt it. I was literally grieving so bad that tears would not come out. The only thing I could do was to hum. The only thing I could do was to literally hum. And you guys, in order to explain the origin and the context behind that pain, I would have to go way back to really tell my story about what I had been through prior to that experience. You know, the type of hums that Buddhists make, the Buddhist monks, that type of yeah. But you know what the Most High did? He caused me to look at my phone because my phone had been off. And so I turned my phone on and I saw that there was news about Mr. Sean Combs going from his jail cell and receiving treatment. And that was the confirmation that I had been praying about. And when I saw that, I just felt peace and joy come over me. It felt like I was getting a second chance at life. It felt like the Most High truly was establishing His promise to me that He would never leave me or forsake me. That is what the Most High gave me at the beginning of this year to comfort me. That picture of a man who had been falsely accused, grasping for a symbol of freedom, and thereby encouraging me to walk the path the Most High wanted me to walk. But did I hold steadfast in my faith? In some instances, yes, and in some, no, because again, Satan kept coming back at me with the same people from my past, with the same deranged person that I have still not been able to figure out yet their whys, to basically cause me distress. Satan kept bringing all manners of distraction through roommates. Because he knew that the path I was on was unlike anything I had ever embarked on. But I kept holding on to the Most High, even in phases of unbelief. Until the day Mr. Combs was given a jury ruling whereby his RICO case was dropped, but the Mann Act remained. I knew then that I still had to work on my faith. Family, please go ahead and watch part 2, where I finish my testimonies and I leave a special blessing for you guys.